Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP Recap, October 29th. Elon gets forgetful who holds the power. Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP for Wednesday, October 29th. Elon gets forgetful who holds the power. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Welcome to the Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP, your after-program ponderings for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. What happened on Beyond the Gates? Chief of Police Elon Hawthorne swaggered up to the casino, and this was not a social call to Joey Armstrong. Elon was there to tell Joey that Marcel had canceled his retirement plans on Joey's account, and that he would not have Joey making personnel decisions for the people in his department. The visit did not go at all the way that Elon thought it would, and I'm not sure why he felt he could march in there with as much bravado as he did. Short-term memory loss. He is still chief of police and not behind bars because of the relationship that he, Joey, and Marcel have. Joey toyed with Elon by saying that if he wanted Malone gone that badly, he could get to work grooming his replacement, his son Jacob. This made Elon nearly blow his top, and he said that if Joey even breathed in that direction, they'd have a problem they couldn't fix. So of course, Joey had to lay it out chapter and verse on why it was better for all concerned that they stay the course, and or the house of cards would collapse, and the consequences would be very real. To borrow a line, Elon's mouth is writing checks his body can't cash. Joey holds all the power here. Want more details? We got you. Soap Central has the best full recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not, forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs. Hey, admit it, we're funny, in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. The October 29th episode of Beyond the Gates delivered a masterclass in psychological tension, subtle manipulation, and emotional unraveling. What began as an ordinary day in Briarwood quickly turned into a sharp reminder that no one, not even Elon, is immune to the delicate power plays that define life inside the gates. The episode opened with a quiet scene at dawn, the town bathed in an eerie golden light that hinted something was about to go very wrong. Elon was at his desk, surrounded by plans, messages, and reminders, yet completely lost in thought. His once razor-sharp focus seemed to have vanished overnight. Viewers could immediately sense the unease building, the kind that only comes when a man who once ruled his world begins to lose his grip on it. For months, Elon has been the strategist, the one pulling strings from behind the scenes, making decisions that shaped not just his own future, but everyone else's in Briarwood. But now, something is changing. His confidence is cracking, his memory faltering, and his control slipping through his fingers like sand. When a conversation with Kat turns unexpectedly heated, it becomes clear just how fragile Elon's hold on his empire has become. Kat, usually cautious around Elon's authority, challenges him directly for the first time. It's a quiet rebellion, but one that feels seismic in its impact. Her words are sharp, calculated, and deliberately aimed to remind him of one thing: power doesn't belong to those who demand it, but to those who can make others follow. Elon's stunned silence in response says it all. He's forgotten the balance, the give and take that once made him formidable. Now, he's reacting instead of strategizing, lashing out instead of leading. His temper surfaces in moments that once would have been beneath him. The subtle breakdown of his composure sends shockwaves through his inner circle, especially to those who have relied on his strength to navigate the constant turmoil that haunts Briarwood. Meanwhile, Ted and Jacob exchange a tense scene that underscores how quickly alliances can shift when power begins to crumble. Jacob, usually the observer, seems to relish watching Elon stumble. His smug remarks during their brief encounter reveal that he's already plotting, not just for opportunity, but for control. Every word between them feels like a chess move, each trying to outmaneuver the other while pretending to play nice. By the time Elon walks away, the audience knows the dynamic has changed forever. Elon's forgetfulness, both literal and metaphorical, is symbolic of a larger unraveling within Beyond the Gates. For a man who built his life around control, the idea of losing it, even slightly, is terrifying. He forgets meetings, misreads signals, and overlooks critical alliances. Worse, he starts making decisions that alienate those who once stood loyally by his side. This episode also reveals a softer layer to his decline, moments of confusion that feel almost human, almost tragic. There's a haunting scene where he stands before the old clock tower, its hands frozen in time. He stares at it as though it holds the answers he's been searching for. The symbolism isn't lost on fans. Elon's time as the unchallenged power in Briarwood might be coming to an end. Elsewhere, the tension between Leslie and Kat simmers beneath the surface. With Elon distracted and unfocused, others are beginning to sense opportunity. Leslie's growing influence, once subtle and underplayed, now feels undeniable. She's starting to make moves of her own, calling meetings, rallying support, and quietly positioning herself as the new voice of reason in a place where chaos reigns. It's a fascinating shift, one that mirrors the larger theme of power redistribution that defines this episode. While Elon loses grip, Leslie tightens hers. The scenes between them carry electric tension, no shouting, just loaded pauses and knowing glances. The writers perfectly capture the way power shifts quietly at first, like a tide pulling back before a storm. When Elon finally confronts her, insisting that he's still in charge, Leslie's calm reply is enough to make even the audience pause. "Are you sure?" she asks, a simple question that cuts deeper than any outburst could. It's the moment that defines the entire episode, a subtle, devastating blow that proves Elon has indeed forgotten who holds the power. The rest of the town feels the ripple effects. Elon's decisions begin to have unintended consequences. Deals fall through. Promises are broken. The people who once trusted his judgment begin whispering behind closed doors. By the end of the episode, even his closest ally, Elise, starts to show cracks in her loyalty. Her concern for him feels genuine, but her patience is wearing thin. When she gently reminds him of a meeting he's already missed, his defensive response reveals just how deep his denial runs. "I don't forget," he snaps, but the irony is clear to everyone watching. He already has. The closing scene is a haunting masterpiece. Elon sits alone in his study, the glow from his desk lamp casting long shadows across the walls. The sound of ticking echoes in the background, growing louder with every passing second. He looks at a framed photo, one that used to remind him of purpose, and places it face down. It's as if he can't bear to see who he used to be. Then, as the camera pans out, viewers see something chilling, the reflection of someone standing just outside the glass door. We can't see their face, but the presence is unmistakable. Someone's watching. Someone who knows that Elon's vulnerability is their opportunity, and in Beyond the Gates, that kind of weakness never goes unpunished. The October 29th episode proves once again that the show's brilliance lies in its ability to blend psychological intensity with emotional truth. Elon's forgetfulness isn't just about memory, it's about arrogance, loss, and the slow realization that power doesn't last forever. Whether it's slipping through his hands or being quietly taken by those around him, his control is fading. And once the gates of power begin to open for someone else, there's no going back. Fans are already speculating about what comes next. Will Elon fight to regain what he's lost, Or will he spiral deeper into paranoia and self-doubt? Will Leslie's rise be the beginning of a new order inside the gates? And perhaps most importantly, who was that shadowy figure watching him in the final moments? The clues are there, hidden in the dialogue and the silences. What's certain is that Beyond the Gates has entered a new era, one where power, memory, and trust are all up for grabs. The once unstoppable Elon is now the most unpredictable player of all, and that makes the game more dangerous than ever.